You ever get frustrated by those seemingly endless construction projects that just tear up entire streets?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's for something essential, like, just fixing a water main or something like that.
Right.
Well, today's deep dive is all about a pretty fascinating new boring machine. It's the 700 TWG.
Okay.
And it's from Prairie Dog Boring Equipment. And it just might change how we all think about these kinds of projects.
It seems like Prairie Dog is really on a mission to solve this huge problem.
Yeah.
That plagues so many municipalities, aging and failing underground utilities, traditional methods of, digging up these roads and sidewalks to repair or upgrade these utilities.
Right.
It's incredibly disruptive.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention really expensive and time-consuming.
So the 700 TWG,
Yeah.
what is it? What makes it so special?
Well, Prairie Dog says that the 700 TWG is the next generation of boring.
Okay.
And they've packed it with some pretty cool features
Yeah.
that really set it apart. First and foremost, it's incredibly compact compared to those massive horizontal directional drilling rigs.
Oh, the HDD rig.
Yeah, the HDD rigs for short,
Okay.
which often dominate these kinds of projects.
I mean, so is it kind of like bringing a scalpel to a construction site?
That's a great analogy.
Is that kind of the idea?
This compact size means that it can maneuver in really tight spaces,
Okay.
like older neighborhoods with narrow streets where those big rigs wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, right.
And you know what that means for people? Right.
Less disruption.
Yeah. Less disruption to our daily lives.
Okay, well, that's already a huge plus.
Yeah.
Less noise, dust, and detours.
Exactly.
But can this little guy really handle it?
Yeah.
Can it actually get the job done?
Don't let its size fool you.
Okay.
This machine can bore holes from 2 to 8 inches in diameter.
Wow.
Which covers a really wide range of applications for essential underground infrastructure.
Like what?
Think sewer lines, water mains, even fiber optic cables, and irrigation systems.
So it really is versatile. I can see why municipalities would be interested in that.
It is.
But let's talk about cost.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, this is going to cost them an arm and a leg.
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Prairie Dog emphasizes that the 700 TWG is significantly more affordable than those large HDD rigs,
Oh, wow.
which often require those specialized crews and a huge upfront investment.
Right.
They even offer financing options to make it accessible to municipalities of all sizes.
So they're not just offering a technological solution.
Right.
They're thinking about the practical aspects, too.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like they're saying, we've got the solution you need, and here's how you can make it happen.
I like that.
And it's not just about the initial cost savings.
Yeah.
Because the 700 TWG can help projects move faster.
Right.
There's sort of a ripple effect of potential cost savings throughout the entire process.
Okay, so we're talking less time spent on a project, which means lower labor costs and also less time disrupting, those of us who are living and working above ground.
Absolutely.
But what about the work itself?
Yeah.
Is it as precise and as effective as the traditional methods?
Well, from the materials we have, Prairie Dog really boasts about the 700 TWG's accuracy
Okay.
and its adaptability. They claim it maintains accurate drilling even when launched from a relatively small pit and can handle a variety of soil conditions.
Okay.
This means fewer surprises and delays once the project is underway.
Wow. So you're saying they can basically thread a needle through the underground,
Pretty much.
precisely placing those utility lines with minimal disturbance to the surface.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why they call it keyhole surgery
Yes.
for your city's underground infrastructure.
That's exactly the image they're going for.
Yeah.
Precise, minimally invasive, and promotes faster recovery. It's a powerful way to describe.
Yeah.
A truly innovative approach to underground infrastructure work.
All of this sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But is it really the right solution for every municipality out there?
That's a great question.
Or is there a catch somewhere?
Well, it's important to remember that every municipality has its own unique needs,
Right.
budgets, and existing infrastructure.
Yeah.
What works for one town might not be the best solution for another.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.
Exactly. Due diligence is key here.
Okay.
Before jumping on the 700 TWG bandwagon,
Right.
municipalities really need to carefully consider their own specific goals and challenges.
I see.
What types of projects are they typically undertaking?
Mhm.
What are their long-term infrastructure plans?
Okay.
And what are the soil conditions like in their area?
Right.
These are all factors that need to be taken into account.
That makes sense. And I imagine even though Prairie Dog claims that the 700 TWG can handle a variety of soil types,
Right.
there are probably still some limitations.
Of course. Extremely rocky or unstable soil might still pose challenges for the 700 TWG. And for very large-scale projects like installing massive pipelines,
Right.
this might not be the most practical choice.
Okay.
It seems to be designed for a specific niche,
Yeah.
efficient, minimally disruptive work in established areas.
So it's a fantastic tool for certain situations,
Mm-hmm.
but not a magic bullet that will solve every infrastructure problem.
Precisely. And that's why collaboration
Right.
with experienced engineers and contractors is so important.
I see.
They can help municipalities assess whether the 700 TWG is the right fit for specific projects
Yeah.
and advise on the best approach for each situation.
It sounds like Prairie Dog understands this need for collaboration
Yeah,
because they encourage municipalities to contact them
right.
for a custom quote and
Yeah.
consultation,
Exactly.
which seems like a smart first step.
Yeah, it's all about gathering information, weighing the pros and cons,
Right.
and making those informed decisions that serve the best interests of the community.
Absolutely. And that's where the true value of the 700 TWG lies.
Yeah.
It's not just a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
It's a potential catalyst for more responsible and sustainable infrastructure development.
Exactly.
Speaking of sustainability, you mentioned earlier that the 700 TWG aligns with the growing focus on minimizing environmental impact during construction projects.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that a bit?
Certainly, traditional excavation methods can be quite harsh on the environment.
Right.
Digging up large areas of land disrupts ecosystems,
Yeah.
leads to soil erosion, and increases the risk of pollution.
Mm-hmm.
The 700 TWG, with its minimally invasive approach, significantly reduces these impacts.
Wow.
Smaller work areas,
Okay.
less disruption to the natural landscape,
Right.
and less waste generated overall.
So it's a win for both the community and the environment.
It is.
It sounds like the 700 TWG could be a real game changer for municipalities that are struggling to balance the need for infrastructure improvements
Yeah,
with their commitment to environmental stewardship.
absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about the practicalities, the cost savings,
Mhm.
the environmental benefits, and the potential positive impact on communities.
Right.
Is there anything else we should consider when evaluating whether the 700 TWG is the right fit for a municipality?
There's one crucial aspect we haven't touched on yet.
Okay.
The long-term implications.
Yeah.
You see, the 700 TWG isn't just a quick fix.
Mm-hmm.
It's an investment in the future of a community's infrastructure.
That's an interesting point. Could you explain what you mean by that?
Well, municipalities are constantly grappling with aging infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's this never-ending cycle
Right.
of repairs and upgrades.
I see.
But what if we could shift our approach from reactive to proactive?
Okay.
What if we could use a tool like the 700 TWG
Yeah.
to not only fix existing problems,
Right.
but also to lay the groundwork
Yeah.
for a more resilient and sustainable infrastructure system for the future?
I see what you're getting at. It's about thinking beyond just the immediate needs and considering how this technology can actually help shape the future of our communities for the better.
Exactly. Imagine using the 700 TWG to install fiber optic cables in underserved neighborhoods,
Okay.
bringing that high-speed internet access to those who have been left behind,
Mhm.
or using it to expand water and sewer lines to accommodate future growth,
Right.
ensuring that a community's infrastructure can keep pace with its evolving needs.
I see.
These are just a few examples of how the 700 TWG could be used to create a more connected, equitable, and thriving community.
It's like planting a seed that will grow into a healthier and more sustainable future for generations to come.
It's a powerful metaphor.
Yeah.
And it highlights the potential of the 700 TWG to be more than just a boring machine.
Right.
It can be a tool for progress, innovation, and community building.
So, given all these potential benefits,
Yeah.
how can municipalities get started? What would you recommend as a first step?
The first step is education.
Oh.
Gather as much information as possible
Yeah.
about the 700 TWG, its capabilities,
Mhm.
and its limitations. Prairie Dog's website seems to be a good starting point.
Okay.
And remember, collaboration is key.
Right.
Reach out to experienced engineers, contractors, and other municipalities who have already adopted this technology.
Yeah.
Learn from their experiences, both good and bad.
So it's like building a network of knowledge and support to ensure a successful implementation.
Exactly.
That's a smart strategy.
And don't be afraid to think big.
Okay.
The 700 TWG might be a relatively small machine,
Right.
but it has the potential to spark some really big changes in the way we approach infrastructure development.
It sounds like you're quite impressed with the technology.
I am.
What stands out to you as the most compelling aspect of the 700 TWG?
Well, what fascinates me is that Prairie Dog has managed to combine innovation, practicality, and a clear focus on community needs
Right.
into a single solution.
Yeah,
It's not just about building a better machine, it's about building a better future.
I like that.
And that's something worth getting excited about.
I couldn't agree more. It's inspiring to see a company that's not just focused on profits,
Yeah.
but also on making a positive impact on the world.
And that brings us to an important question. Is the 700 TWG the right solution for your municipality?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
And it is.
I mean, we've explored the technology,
Yeah.
the potential benefits, the importance of careful consideration.
Right.
But ultimately, the decision of whether or not to adopt the 700 TWG rests with each individual municipality.
And that's where informed decision-making comes in.
Yeah.
Don't just jump on the bandwagon because it's a shiny new technology.
Right.
Take the time to really weigh the pros and cons,
Yeah.
assess your community's specific needs, and consult with experts.
It's like choosing the right tool for the job.
Yeah, I
You
got
wouldn't use a hammer to tighten a screw.
You wouldn't. And the same principle applies here.
Yeah.
The 700 TWG is a really powerful tool, but it's not a universal solution. It's about finding the right fit for your community's unique challenges and aspirations.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of underground infrastructure and the 700 TWG boring machine, here's a final thought-provoking question for you to ponder.
Yeah.
Could this be the key to unlocking more efficient, sustainable, and community-focused infrastructure development in your municipality?
And remember, the most valuable resource you have in making that decision is informed and thoughtful consideration.
For more information on the 700 TWG and to explore whether it could be the right fit for your community, be sure to visit the Prairie Dog Boring Equipment website. Thanks for joining us on this underground adventure. Until next time, keep digging deeper.